I've been starving them, poking them, singing off key, me, mow, me, moo.
Hey Slayers, hey Queens, hey Pookie Bears, welcome back to another episode.
The hell just happened there?
Pookie Bears.
Pookie Bear.
You're Pookie Bears, welcome back to another episode of Jen's Corner.
Yeah.
Hi Danny, hi Anthony.
Hello, Jen.
Hey Slayer.
How are we going?
Trying to catch up with this whole new...
She lost me at Pookie Bear.
Do you order that at the servo? Is that like a poke bowl that's like servo? But I don't know.
So, on today's episode of Jen's Corner, this is about a date that one of my close friends went on. This is a date that my friend Kate went on, which if you guys were listening to last episode...
Same Kate.
Same Kate, yeah. Very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So, she went on this date while I was on a first date as well. Different ends of Sydney.
Right.
But I made my first date drive all the way to hers, which was about a half an hour drive to her date because man's was weird.
All right.
And I'm just going to spit some random facts at you guys and you just...
Maybe just speak them. Spitting's a little bit ick. Just saying.
Number one, the man was wearing a turtleneck. I don't know if that's a red flag for you guys. It's a red flag for me.
How old is this man?
I think he's 27.
Yeah, 27.
Yeah.
27?
Yeah, hang on. Unless he had a beret.
No, just a black turtleneck. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. A beret and a turtleneck are not good, but I can see how they go together with certain university types.
Yeah. So, that was red flag for me, number one.
Okay.
Yep.
Number two...
Unless he's Archer.
He studies worms.
The lollies or
No,
like the
the silk.
ground, like the earthworms.
Earthworms,
and stuff. Yeah, so he loved.
So the conversation wasn't going to be like riveting. I can imagine.
No, it wasn't. Well,
so he was already
The
legless.
dirty talk would have been top though. Boom boom.
She found it
talk.
gobsmacking. I found it flabbergasting. She sat there. She was messaging. That's why I made my date drive all the way to her because she
So
was.
what was the thing that was like outside of bad conversation and bad dress sense?
So she found out. So he's from, I believe, Melbourne and moved up to Sydney.
Enough said.
Yep.
Moved up to Sydney.
Yep.
He is apparently married.
Hello.
So halfway through the date...
Worm Boy's on fire. Yep.
Halfway through the date, he looks at her and goes, "Oh, just by the way, I'm married. Is that okay?" The man that had the audacity to say, "Is that okay?" And she looked at him and said, "You're married."
And it was certainly a date they went on for a romantic date.
Yes. So they met, I believe...
That was my next question.
At uni, but they were both catching like the same public transport line. They both walked from campus to the bus and then got on the train or whatever.
Yeah.
And they kind of struck up a conversation. She told me he was really cute. This was when COVID was still on, like everyone had to wear masks. I saw him.
He's really cute from here.
He had great eyes.
I don't mean to be rude and shallow, but I saw him and I was like, where did you gather good looking from just the... I know he was wearing a mask, but where? And she said, girl, I don't know what happened. She goes, it's like two different people came.
His sanitizing was so cute.
Are we sure it's the same guy? It wasn't like
She literally was like, I think someone else rocked up. She goes, I think this was a setup. She was like, so he's into worms, apparently married to this like Asian chick. I rocked up with my date, to help her.
Yeah.
I found out he had an Asian fetish.
So he's not Asian, I'm assuming.
He's not Asian, no.
And just for those people who don't know, Jenny is of Asian appearance.
I am Chinese. I know I don't sound it, but I am. So I rock up, and after she told me this, I clocked it. You know when you see someone's eyes and they just light up? I saw it light up.
You mean like when Danny walks into a room and sees me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, you get, yeah.
Yeah, I get it a bit.
Then I saw his face drop when my date walked in behind me.
Oh,
So
I was thinking,
whoa. At first I was like, that's a bit weird, because I could see it, you know what I mean? But I just brushed it off, and then afterwards my friend was debriefing with me, and she was like, no, he had an Asian fetish. Like, he is...
Is Kate Asian?
No,
or?
Kate is white. She's a white gal.
How did she work that out? Or she just saw it as well?
He ended up telling her on the date, I believe.
So this guy goes on a date, tells her about his fetish, and then tells her he's married. while discussing annelids, which I believe is the scientific word for worms. But anyway,
He
if I remember my biology.
He also cried.
I hope I'm right.
He also cried on the date.
Did you step on something?
A worm, hopefully, but he cried on the date because...
She put Combantrin on the table.
No.
The worm burner.
He started talking about how he's very, he's a big, like, minimalist.
He's a big minimalist.
Like, how
Oxymoron?
no one understands him. And he's like, no, because no one understands me on why I'm such a minimalist. Like, he started crying.
Oh my god!
I said, what do you mean by cry? Like, do you mean like violently sob? Like, what? On what level of crying?
Can we just send this guy back to wherever he's not done yet? He
No.
is not done developing.
She was like, no, like she's like, I saw like tears like down his face, and I was like, in the middle of the day, she goes, yes. And I said, why did you continue? She said, I just wanted to see where this was. She's like, this was so...
She's waiting
It's
for
the car wreck. You see
yeah.
it, you can't look away.
Yeah, she's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this guy was playing some kind of like... Was playing a character or trying to do multiple things? Like, you know, like was he crying on the date to try to get sympathy? Was he trying to be hip and cool? Like, I don't know, wearing the black turtleneck, was he trying to... like... If someone's married, they say, "Oh, that makes some women find married more attractive because you're married, so someone else wants you, and you can't be had, but you do."
Well, maybe when he realised the turtleneck didn't work, so he tried the worm thing. The worm thing didn't hit, so he became married.
I can't believe he just outright was like, I'm married, are you okay with that? Am I okay? Is she okay with it? She was like, why would you ask me?
And what was his answer? Like when she asked him what the...
I can't, this happened like a few years ago, like 2 years ago I think, so I can't remember
Wouldn't the answer just
what.
be, yes, I'm happy for you to buy me dinner and then I'm leaving straight after? Thank you idiot.
And also, because I went to try and get her out of this date, he didn't really get the hint. So I was like, okay, so Kate and I, we've been friends since year 7. We're very good friends. We're an odd bunch. We're quite strange,
I consider
weird,
it.
funny,
Yep,
but,
yep,
know,
yep.
yeah.
Yep, I buy that.
Yeah, there's
So-
a couple of different ideas around funny, like definitions. There's funny ha-ha and funny
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we went to Kmart, and her and I
As you
used
do.
to do this thing where we'd smell the candles at Kmart because sometimes they would smell really gross, and we. That was just one. Okay, look, we graduated during lockdown. There was nothing we could do except
sniff candles.
Yeah, this sounds
And
bad.
go on dates with...
It sounds
with
really
worm
bad.
guys.
It
Okay.
sounds
Wow.
really bad. So we were like, you know what? Let's just weird him out. Let's just try and.
You
do
wanted
this.
to weird out Worm Boy.
I
I think that's a hell of a challenge.
I thought we could have. I thought we were quite successful at it, but anyways, we weren't. But I made my date do that as well. I'm surprised he stuck around.
My question is, what happened with your date? Because he's this guy.
He sounds very accommodating.
Gone on a date with you and then driven you across town to save your bestie, and then like he's doing all this weird stuff. Totally lost the opportunity to have his good night. Like, what ended up happening with this guy?
End of the night sniffing candles.
Well, we all end of the night after this whole candle sniffing situation. Just before I get into what happens next, Worm Man looks at me and goes, "Wait, do you guys know like bubble tea?"
Yes,
Like
we are.
like
We are
bubble tea,
aware.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I was making sure you guys are cultured. He looks at me and goes, "Oh, is boba pronounced boba because that's how Asians pronounce it, or is it just because that's what it's called?" And I just looked at him and I can't remember what I said, but I remember looking at my friend and I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. We gotta get this man away. Put him on a train, send him off. Like, that's where I was like, that's enough. That is enough. And he tried to organise a second date with her. And apparently he also commented something about my waist and my ass when I was walking with my date in front of them.
Let me tell you, never walk in front of the weird guy, right? Always walk behind. That's
a good point.
That is a very good point. I will be aware of that next time.
Yeah.
Yes, that was.
Unless you were running away frantically.
So what happened
calling for
to
help.
original boyfriend?
Oh yeah, so after that day, I'm surprised we dated for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he stuck around for a long time,
Okay,
which I was like,
that makes sense.
which I was kind of like, girl,
He
why?
kind of deserved it, right? Like seriously, he'd gone to all that effort. He'd proven himself. You know,
Yeah.
look, honestly, Worm Guy was a great wingman for your
Yeah.
date because when you look at those two at the same table, you're going, you know,
Yeah.
turtleneck, worms, married, cries at the drop of a hat, accommodating, relatively normal,
Yeah.
obviously somewhat attractive for you. I like, yeah, you know, turtleneck boy's a fantastic wingman.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, yeah, he became my boyfriend for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I am, you know what? No
Mm.
wonder people stay single for longer these days than
Mm.
they used to because clearly what's out there in the marketplace
Yep.
is shite.
Like usually you
Yeah.
bring your best material on the first date.
Yeah.
And if that's what he had running,
Sorry, so people are running with material?
yeah.
Oh, man.
Like-
I worked out what I did wrong with
Like
those years.
first date and that's what you've got going for
Yeah.
you, you got some problems. You got some problems. Thanks, Jen. That was,
That's okay.
that was-
That's what the girls are dealing with at the moment.
that's wonderful.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird as hell.
Weird and widening for stuff, yeah.
I feel like we should start running like classes on how to be a decent human being, how to attend a first date and not come across as a creep.
Like man 101.
Yeah, collared shirt. You know, open the door, pay the bill at the end.
Mhm.
You know,
Maybe let her talk about herself.
yeah, don't cry during the date.
Don't bite them in the face.
No biting.
Yeah, no biting, no
Prob-
sleazy, no creepy, no asking about friends, no roofies. You know what? Just general decent human being kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you guys would be happy to know my friend, a good friend of mine actually, set me up on a blind date with his friend, and I'm setting up one of my girls with him. So we're going on a blind double date next week. So I'll be back with more hot goss in 2 weeks' time.
It's like a 4-way myopic date. Yep. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, that's another juicy weird story on Jenny's Corner.
Jen's Corner, done and dusted. Wait for the next installment. I'm sure it will be weird as F.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a slay time, Pookie Bears, and I'll see you guys next time.
Cookie Bear out.